Hello everyone, this is Dr. Saib Singh. Welcome to my channel Guide Dental. So the topic for today's video is going to be periodontics and preventive dentistry. This subject is being discussed in three parts. This is the first part or the first video for the subject. Whatever topics I'll be mentioning in the video are also mentioned in my blog by the name of Guide Dental, the link for which is provided in the description. So starting with the definition of pediatric dentistry, you have to know according to American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry, that is AAPD, given in 1999. That is, it is an age-defined specialty that provides both primary and comprehensive preventive and therapeutic oral health care for infants and children through adolescence, including those with special health care needs. So this definition has to be known by heart. It can be asked in a viva. Next comes the periodontic triangle, which is usually asked as a short note. So it was the two periodontic triangles are to be known. One given by Wright in 1975 and the modified periodontic triangle given by McDonald et al. In 2004. This includes the society portion in the middle of the triangle. So both these triangles have to be mentioned. Next topic is the developmental anomalies. The classification and descriptions can be done from oral pathology. Only particular or specific anomalies that are usually asked in periodontics are fusion, gemination, microdontia, macrodontia, anodontia, Talon's cusp, Leong's premolar, Hutchinson's incisors, Mulberry molars, dilaceration and concretions. So these developmental anomalies are peculiar to periodontics, frequently asked in periodontics. The rest can be done from oral pathology. Next topic is pit and fissure sealants. Here you need to know the definition according to Simonson R.J. given in 2002. Then the classifications, two classifications, first given by Nagano and the one given by Michel and Gordon. So these two classifications of pit and fissure sealants you need to know. Next you need to know the age ranges for sealant application, indications, contraindications and the steps of sealant application. So this pit and fissure sealants is 99% asked as a short note in your exams. The next topic is reflexes. You need to know the definition of reflex, adduction, abduction, flexion and extension. The reflexes that are to be studied are, you just need to know the definition and the clinical significance of these reflexes. That's it. Only these two things, nothing else. The Moro reflex, startle reflex, walking or stepping reflex, Palmer or grasp reflex, Babinski's reflex, asymmetric tonic neck reflex, parachute reflex, rooting reflex, sucking reflex and swallowing reflex. Swallowing reflex, you also need to know the difference between the infantile and adult swallow. So this is an additional point in only swallowing reflex. The next topic is dental anatomy and chronology. Here you need to know the general, only the general differences between primary and permanent teeth. This can be done from a difference table or a chart you must have done in your DADH first year. So this can be done from there. Then primary teeth, you should know about the rule of 6 or 4. That is, at 6 months of age, 4 teeth, that is upper and lower central incisors erupt. By 12 months of age, 8 teeth, that is upper and lower central and lateral incisors erupt. At 18 months of age, 12 teeth, that is incisors and first molars erupt. At 24 months of age, 16 teeth, that is incisors, first molars and 4 canines erupt. At 30 months of age, 20 teeth, that is all the incisors, canine, first and second molar erupts. This is for the primary teeth. This I am 110% sure it must be given in your books. It must be taught to you by your staff or your teachers also. So I am just revising it and it is mentioned in my blog also as it is printed over there. So you can always refer to that printed portion. Then the rule of 6 means that the first indication of tooth formation is 6th week of intrauterine life. The first primary tooth into oral cavity, that is lower incisors, are the first to erupt, are at 6 months of age. Then the first permanent tooth, that is first molar to erupt in the oral cavity, is at 6 years of age. So the summary of primary teeth development is, at 5 months in utero, all the crowns initiate calcification. At 1 year old, crown formation is complete. At 2.5 years, eruption of all primary teeth is complete. And at 4 years, root formation of all primary teeth are complete. Now, there is a mnemonic to remember the age of eruption for permanent teeth. That is, Mama is in pain, Papa can make medicine. So, the M stands for first molar, that is 6 to 7 years. I stands for central incisor, that is 7 to 8 years. Then again, I stands for lateral incisor, that is 8 to 9 years. The years is the years of eruption in the oral cavity, the age at which the tooth erupts in the oral cavity. P stands for pain, that is for first premolar, that is 10 to 11 years. Then Papa, P stands for second premolar, that is 11 to 12 years. C stands for canine in can. that is 10 to 12 years. Make stands for second molar, M stands for second molar, that is 12 to 13 years, and medicine M stands for third molar, that is 17 to 22 years. The next topic is space management and space maintenance. So you need to know the definitions of space maintenance, space management, space regaining, and space maintenance. In the classification of space maintenance, you need to know in detail, that is according to Hitchcock, Raymond C. Thoreau, and Hendrickson. All these three classifications you need to know in detail. Then the factors affecting planning for space maintenance, study only the following headings, that is time elapsed since tooth loss, amount of space loss, rate of space closure, sequence of eruption of adjacent teeth, and succedaneous and predecessor teeth, and the amount of bone coverage. So study only under these 5 headings. Now, what space maintainers are to be studied in detail are as follows. Here you need to know the design of the space maintainer or the diagram, the indications, contraindications, advantages and disadvantages, any 2 points each, that's it. First is the Banden loop, lingual arch, transpalatal arch, transpalatal arch, and distal shoe space maintainer. Next topic is stainless steel crowns. You need to know that they were given by Humphrey in 1950, very frequently asked in your MCQ and as well as in your Viva. Then you need to know the definition of stainless steel crown, indications, contraindication, any 2 to 3 points, that's it. Procedure of fabrication, that is study only these headings: occlusal reduction, proximal reduction, buccal lingual reduction, crown crimping, contouring, and beveling. You just need to know the definition of these, the dimensions in case of the reduction dimensions, and when it is done. I mean, in what specific cases the procedures are done. So that 1 to 2 lines each. Don't go in detail. And the modifications of stainless steel crowns, that has to be done in detail. Sometimes modifications of SSC or stainless steel crowns is separately asked as a short note. So you need to know it in detail. That's very important in stainless steel crowns. The next topic is local anesthesia and exodontia in pediatrics or periodontics. So first, you need to know the major techniques and methods of LA and exodontia that can be done from your oral surgery. Now, what do you need to know in periodontics specifically is the difference in technique of inferior alveolar nerve block in children due to the different location of mandibular foramen. You should know that it is located 0.5 centimeter below the occlusal plane in children less than 6 years, at the level of occlusion plane at 6 years, and above the occlusal plane after 6 years. Then you need to know the differences in techniques of exodontia, that is the type and direction of force during exodontia for different teeth, the difference in what type of force and the amount of force to be applied in case of adults and children. So the difference you need to know. And you also need to know that the post-operative instructions are almost the same in adults as well as children, but there are some special post-op instructions that are to be given in children. Example, lip biting. Lip biting is a very common post-op mishappening that can happen after extraction in children, because children are a bit fidgety and they tend to bite their lips. So that is a special instruction you need to reinforce in children. This is just an example. There are other instructions also which you need to learn from your books. The next topic is gingival and periodontal diseases in children. Here you need to know the classification, difference between child and adult periodontia, and there are some specific short notes that are asked in periodontics. So here in each short note you need to know the definition, etiology, clinical features and management. The short notes are eruption gingivitis, plaque-induced gingivitis, primary herpetic gingivostomatitis, acute necrotizing ulcerative gingivitis, that is of ENUG, puberty gingivitis, phenytoin-induced gingival overgrowth, that is PIGO. So they might ask you as PIGO or ENUG in your exams. They will not give you the full form. So you should know what they stand for. And aggressive periodontitis, that is juvenile and prepubertal periodontitis. The next topic is pediatric operative dentistry. Here you need to know about rubber dam isolation. You can do this from conservative dentistry. Then you need to know the Finn's modification of G.V. Black's classification. G.V. Black's classification is very common. It has been taught to you in second year for sure. But the Finn's modification you need to know, it is specific for pediatric patient or periodontics. And lastly, you need to know the modifications of cavity in primary teeth. So what modifications are to be done? What the differences in cavity between adult and primary teeth, how it needs to be prepared specifically in pediatric patients, so that you need to know. This is the end for the first part of periodontics. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video to be useful, Please like, share and subscribe to my channel Guide Dental for further updates. Thank you so much.